Have you ever heard of a war so twisted that a Catholic cardinal paid Protestant armies to fight a Catholic emperor? It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, but it's exactly what happened during the final brutal chapter of the 30 Years' War. This is the story of how France's entry turned a religious conflict into an all-out struggle for European supremacy. By 1635, the war had been raging for nearly 2 decades. The key player pulling the strings behind the scenes in France was the cunning Cardinal Richelieu. He wasn't a military man, but his political genius was unmatched. Richelieu saw that the powerful Habsburg dynasty, ruling both Spain and the Holy Roman Empire, was on the verge of dominating all of Europe. For him, the survival of France was more important than religious solidarity. So, in a shocking move, he declared war on Catholic Spain, formally entering the conflict and bankrolling Protestant allies like Sweden. It was a masterstroke of realpolitik that changed the game entirely. With France now in the fight, the war exploded across multiple fronts. French armies, alongside their Swedish and German Protestant allies, battled the Habsburg forces in the Rhineland, the Spanish Netherlands, and northern Italy. The fighting was relentless, a sprawling continental chess match where entire regions were devastated. For years, the outcome hung in the balance, with victories and defeats on both sides. Then came the turning point, the Battle of Rocroi in 1643. On this battlefield in northern France, a young French commander, the Duc d'Enghien, led his army against the legendary Spanish tercios, infantry formations that had been considered invincible for over a century. In a stunning display of tactical brilliance, the French didn't just defeat the Spanish, they annihilated them. The myth of Spanish invincibility was shattered forever. Rocroi signaled a seismic shift in the European balance of power. The old guard was falling, and a new dominant force was rising: France. After decades of unimaginable bloodshed, Europe was exhausted. The long and complicated process of making peace began. In the German towns of Münster and Osnabrück, 109 different delegations gathered for years of grueling negotiations. The result was the Peace of Westphalia in 1648. This treaty didn't just end the 30 Years' War, it redrew the map of Europe and established the modern concept of state sovereignty. The French phase was the war's dramatic finale. It transformed a messy religious conflict into a clear-cut political struggle for continental dominance. Cardinal Richelieu's gamble paid off spectacularly. The Habsburgs' dream of a unified Catholic empire was dead, and France emerged as the preeminent power in Europe, a position it would hold for the next century. It was a diplomatic revolution born from a war that left an indelible mark on the world. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this dive into history interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. See you in the next video.